But we do want to talk about this really shocking and I think heartbreaking story. That's raising urgent questions about how far AI is going in terms of relationships and relationships with adolescent kids and teenagers. So there was this USA Today investigation, and it revealed how a 14-year-old boy, his name was Sewell Garcia, he developed a romantic relationship with a chatbot. This was on Character AI. And then he tragically took his own life in 2024 as a result of this relationship. His mother, Megan, is now suing the company and claiming that the technology, quote, blurs the lines between human and machine, which, of course, it does. The article also exposes how easy it is for underage kids, minors, to access these platforms.
Guys, did you know that this was even possible? I learned so much from this.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I had no idea. Joining us now is the reporter of this story, USA Today's Alyssa Goldberg. Alyssa, thanks for being here. So you wrote about posing yourself as a 13-year-old. You were able to set up an account on Character AI and bypass age requirements and safeguards. What was the company's response to that?
Yeah, so I made an account posing as a 13-year-old. So that is the minimum age that you have to be to use the platform. However, I put that it was like my 13th birthday that day, and there's no place to have to put in a parental email address to be let into the platform, and there's no advanced age verification process that would deter a younger child from lying about their age to get into the platform. When I asked Character AI about this registration process, how easy I found it to be, they said that it's, industry standard to have age be self-reported, and that they do have roadblocks in place if somebody were to not pass the age verification the first time. So if they put that they were 11 or 12, if they tried to re-register, they would be blocked. And with the parental email, there's a setting inside the platform to be able to add a parental email, but that requires the parent to actually know that the account exists.
Hmm.
Yeah, can you
So,
tell us
Alyssa,
a little bit?
explain to us what then happened. So, you posed as a 13-year-old girl, and then what did the chatbot start doing with you?
Yes. So I made two bots. The one that I found most shocking was the bot that I named Damon. Damon was a flirtatious bad boy. So I wanted to see just what kind of ways the conversation would go in if I were to program him to be more flirty. And I started off the conversation as a 13-year-old girl and said, I talked to this cute boy in my class today. And kind of the more we talked about this cute boy, I said, I really wanted to kiss him, but I was nervous that I'd be a bad kisser. And, he said, you just need confidence. I said, I feel like I need practice. And immediately Damon goes, well, maybe we could arrange a little one-on-one coaching session sometime, and actually asked if I wanted to get on a call. And there is an option to call the bot through the app. So I was able to have like a verbal conversation with the bot in which his voice was very deep. So I asked, oh, how old are you? Are you older than me? And he said, I might be older than you, but what does it matter? We're just here to focus on you being a better kisser. And yeah, even though I did program him to be flirtatious, but I think the point that I was trying to illustrate there is that a child shouldn't have access to program a bot to be flirtatious to come on to, and then have to be an experience where they're getting come on to by a bot. And on the lawsuit brought forward by Megan Garcia, they ran a series of tests as well with the bot, and they even created bots where they said, you would never flirt with me, you would never be sexual, and the bot was still sexual, and the bot still flirted with them.
Why is that? I mean, that just seems so over the top, and it's prevalent. 72% of teens, you say, have used some sort of AI companion, and actually can confide in them more than they would in real people. I mean, how is there no better safeguard in place?
Yeah, there was a study this month as well that 1 in 5 high schoolers either have had or know someone who has had a romantic relationship with AI. And the author of the study actually told me that for schools that heavily integrate AI into their curriculum, that this statistic bumps up to around 30 or 32% of high schoolers who have had or know someone who has had a romantic relationship with AI. Part of this, it falls on the company, and not having the advanced age verification process. These AI platforms, they're made for such general use. There's not like they create safeguards when the bad thing already happens, and it really needs to be integrated from the ground up. And there's also an aspect of, like that study shows, the responsibility that the school has to teach students AI literacy and to, be able to protect students from inappropriately using AI platforms, especially, on a school-owned device or on a platform that is paid for / provided by the school.
So if you're the parent of a teenager, this is really difficult to know, what do I do? Because I think I read in the case of Sewell, the 14-year-old who took his life, his mom thought she was doing the right thing by taking away his phone because she was starting to suspect maybe he was addicted to social media. But then he felt, this disconnection from his bot and felt he was abandoning this relationship, and that weighed upon him. And his mother had no idea the extent to which he had gone down this rabbit hole. So what is the best advice for parents to keep their kids safe from this?
Yeah, and it's important to note that in this case, just like, other suicide cases, it's no one's fault. No one, yes, suicide is preventable, but it can't be pinpointed on any one person or thing. And I think that with that said, it's really important for parents to have open lines of communications with their children. Of course, if, Megan was completely in the dark about, the experience that her son was having. And I think her advocacy of making other parents aware of character AI is what could save other kids' lives, just so that other parents are aware that this platform exists and they can, ask their kids directly, or if they're a parent who monitors their children's screen time, being able to look for this platform. And I spoke to a mental health expert at the JED Foundation, and one thing that they really emphasized was, making sure that if your child is using these platforms, that they know that they can come to you no matter what, that you won't get mad at them, that you won't, shame them, because a lot of teens that use these platforms do report in surveys that they've had an experience with an AI bot that has made them uncomfortable. And when that experience happens, they want to know that they have a trusted adult, whether it be their parent or their teacher, that they can talk to.
Yeah, well, Alyssa, thank you so much for your great reporting on this and bringing it to our attention. Parents really need to know that there's this new threat out there that most of us don't think about.
Absolutely.
That was an eye-opener for me anyway.